main course, we chose to serve plant-based lamb kofta with a fantastic, authentic meat-like taste and texture, which will be served on a high-fibre pitta bread with an addition of no added sugar chili ketchup. So it's three fantastic recipes, all great in their own right. Glyn, let's take us through the recipes for the plant-based lamb kofta.
Absolutely. So first off, it's just literally, with these, they've obviously been pre-made, pre-formed. They haven't been cooked through. So what I've done is just griddle them in a griddle pan. And then what we'll do later is put those in the oven for about 3 to 4 minutes, about 160 degrees Celsius.
Brilliant. And how have we achieved that great texture for the koftas?
So to get something so meat-like, it's not just coming from one type of ingredient. So with this, there's quite a complex recipe of texturizers. So I suppose the base of the recipe is our extruded pea proteins. That's both the mince and the chunk. So that's to give you your succulence, your bite, your texture that would match a meat. The chunk's been added in there for just some added texture. Then we have our stabilizers. So the stabilizers in there would really, they work well with the proteins, but it's giving you that bounciness, that elasticity, that fibrous texture that we would expect from meat. We've got methylcellulose in there for the hot gelling properties, and some starches also, just to help with yield, water binding, so they're all working together there. It's not just one hero ingredient here, we've got them all working as a team.
Brilliant. And we call it plant-based lamb kofta. So talking about, is it flavorants you use or extracts?
So for this one, we just use extracts, so natural extracts for this one. So we've got a lot of different ones going on there. And as I say, they're all declared as natural. So what we can really do with our partner Kelsec is really tailor the flavor to whatever the brief is asking for. So it could be herbs, spices, chili, onion, garlic, whatever it may be, but given that real kind of natural, as if you're using the ingredients themselves, balancing out all the flavors. So we've used a lot in this one.
Yeah. And once it's going to start cooking, once you're going to serve it, Glyn, we will in here.
Once they finish cooking, you get almost the fat extracting from it as well, the smell of the lamb from the natural essence. And they do, at the texture point perspective, they do taste like almost like real lamb. It works really well.
Wonderful. Yeah. Take us through a little bit of the process of that. So what's going to happen next?
So next, obviously, these are going to go into the oven for 3 to 4 minutes. And then at the end of the session, we're going to present those in a pitta as a finished product.
Wonderful. And what about the color of this product?
So color is really important, especially when you're given the appearance of a meat-like product. So looking at that, I think that's lamb. I look and that's like what you would expect to see from a lamb kofta.
Definitely.
So the natural colours from Kelsec again that we've used in here has really given us the visual that we need. So we've used beetroot. Beetroot helps give us that red colour, especially in the raw state. And then the malt extract, which is also considered to be natural, is giving us that brown colour.
Effect,
and that is heat stable. So we'll see that even in the cooked product. Yeah. So very authentic looking.
The versatility of these ingredients is really remarkable.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's really moved on now in the last couple of years.
Yes. Okay, so now we have our no added sugar sweet chili ketchup. I have all the ingredients here in front of me. I can talk those briefly through with you, just a brief overview. So we have all our functional ingredients, our starches, added sweeteners. We have our tomato puree to give that body and depth as well, and the colour. The vinegar and our fresh chilies, and a little bit of water just to obviously help it liquidize. So from a method perspective, we add the chili, the vinegar, and the tomato puree into the thermomixer. We blend that until super smooth. We then add all our other ingredients, but first obviously slurry the starch with the water, and then we raise that to 95 degrees and let that cook for at least 25 minutes. So obviously for today, we've obviously got one made, we've pre-made earlier.
Okay, Chef Glyn, show us the no added sugar ketchup.
Okay, so here's one obviously we've made earlier. As you can see, you've still got that ketchup-like texture and viscosity, so good depth of flavour. You've got almost like the flecks of the chili in there as well, obviously from your fresh chilies. But yeah, great ketchup viscosity, that works really well.
Super. And of course, let's just talk a little bit more about no added sugar whatsoever, because sugar is such an integral part of any ketchup. How have you found formulated for
I think the
that?
beauty of this is worked superbly well. You know, you associate a real ketchup, obviously really full on sugar, full fat, everything else, but I don't think you notice it in this as much. And I think because it's got chili in there as well, it sort of masks it slightly. But I think it delivers really well from viscosity, the sweetness, the acidity that you associate with a good ketchup.
Wonderful.
So yeah.
Yeah. Danielle, hero ingredients, what are they?
So there's actually quite a lot going on here from the starches and the sweeteners. So I'll talk you through the starches first. On this base, we've used tapioca. So we've used a tapioca starch, and that's given us that looser texture, you know, that we would see a little bit less of a viscosity versus a cornstarch, but it works really, really well in condiments.
Clean, isn't it? Just gives
Yes, yes, it is. It gives you a really nice mouthfeel as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
tapioca. We've also backed that up with one of our co-texturizing tapioca starches. In this case, we've used modified starches, but it can be clean label again. These are really, really heat stable, you know, freeze-thaw stable, tick all the boxes. And then to sweeten it up. So the sugar's been taken out, but as I said before, sugar is a very, very important part of a formulation,
Dominant flavour, yeah.
not just for sweetness, for body as well, and mouthfeel. So with this recipe, we've built it back in. We've used erythritol again, which is 0 calories. You know, it's coming in a granulated form. It's bringing in body and a little bit of sweetness. And then what we've done is we've boosted the sweetness with alpha from Pure Circle, which is one of our premium steviol glycosides. So helping us achieve that no added sugar claim. And then what we've added in at the end is one of our secret ingredients. Not really a secret now, I've shared it with you all, but our NSFs. So that supports with masking. You know, we don't want any of the bitterness coming through. It also helps just improve that sweetness, just building up to it as well. So for me, I don't see any difference whenever you use those all in synergy. So let's give it a go.
Okay, so this is our high-fibre pitta bread, which is going to accompany our kofta and our sweet chili ketchup. So I have all the ingredients again in front of me. So here we have our functional flours, high protein flour, normal bread flour, yeast for the fermentation, oil, a little bit of sweetness there. We're using a bit of agave for this pitta bread, a little bit of seasoning, and obviously water. So normally this would take, you know, between an hour and a half to make. So about 10 minutes to make the dough itself, and then obviously we've got an hour to prove, and also another 20 minutes to sort of let it settle. So normally you'd mix your flours, functional flours, seasoning, yeast, mix that all together, and then you would add your warmed water, liquid, and add your oil and your agave. Give that a good mix on a Kenwood mixer or any mixer with a hook attachment, and let that mix until you've got elasticity there, and you've got a little bit of, when you press the dough itself, you've got a little bit of bounce. And then you then take that off and then let that prove for about an hour. After that, you would then take out the dough itself, form it into 50-gram balls, roll it into pitta shapes, and then ideally place those onto almost a preheated tray with maybe some greaseproof paper, and bake them for about, I'd say about 6 to 8 minutes on 180 to 200 degrees Celsius. And then you end up with basically a lovely roasted pitta, baked pitta.
Brilliant. Hero ingredients, Danielle. So high fiber.
Yeah, so the two ingredients that are worth a mention in this product are the high fiber cornstarch. So that's just a mixture of a process tolerant cornstarch with an insoluble fiber. So it's really, really supporting you get that high fiber claim quite easily. Then we have our citrus fiber. So that's all about supporting the processability. You don't want it to be too sticky. You know, you want it to work quite
Absolutely,
well.
you need to make it malleable.
Yeah, exactly. But also it helps keep it softer through life. So really supports with the shelf life.
Brilliant. How have you found working on this particular product?
I think there's not much difference in all fairness. I mean, you're getting that richness, that nutrition, you know, that kind of fibre element. I think it doesn't have any effect at all, really. I think it makes it's the same. You take a percentage of the flour out, obviously, to replace that, but I think it works really well.
And one thing I would like to mention as well, that's not been used here today, but if you wanted to have even a longer shelf life, you know, we have some enzymes within our portfolio, so from our Velina range, that work really well with high fibre products. So even improving the texture a little bit longer, really extending the freshness on that through life. So there's other things we've got up our sleeve as well. So
fantastic. Sustainability, healthy conscious, healthy nutrition, ticks all around.
All the boxes, yeah.
3 delicious recipes coming into one main course. Very healthy, plant-based kofta.
Indeed, yeah. So I'm going to assemble that right now. First and foremost, I'm going to get the kofta out of the oven, which I've reheated. So I'll just take that out of the oven now. So that's had 3 or 4 minutes in the oven.
Looking forward to trying that.
And as you can see, you've got because it's heated through now, you've got all the juices, sort of almost looks like a natural juices from the kofta itself and the fat itself. So they look beautiful. Lovely colour as well. Okay, so now it comes to the assembly of it. So it's very simple. So we're going to place our lettuce, a little bit of lettuce, a little bit of gem lettuce in there. And I think, right, you've said that you wouldn't like red onions in yours. Is that
No
correct?
onions for me,
No
chef,
for you?
thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pass on that.
We'll make sure of that. So let's put a few of those tomatoes in there.
Oh, I can smell the aroma of that coming. Oh,
Yep.
yeah,
All the different
wonderful.
flavours.
And then we're going to drizzle a little bit of our sugar-free ketchup.
Don't be shy with that, chef. I'll have
A little bit more tomato?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's put plenty on for you then.
Wonderful, yeah.
And then a little drizzle of the
Delish,
ketchup,
yeah.
our chili ketchup.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Okay, so that's that one.
Yeah.
And we'll try, hopefully that'll sit nicely there.
Yeah. And Daniel, as chef is dishing this up, obviously we demonstrate these technologies in the kofta format specifically. Would it work in some other formats too?
So absolutely. So what we do is we take each brief as it comes and then we come up with a bespoke solution. So yes, absolutely. The stabilizer systems, they might need to be tweaked slightly, just depending on the texture that you want. But the base of the protein mince and the protein chunk, along with the multi-cellulose, are definitely used a lot, you know. So we're just tweaking the texturizers there just to give you that desired texture, whatever it may be.
Yeah. And what about the sauces as well?
Yeah, this
The
one would be
solutions for
easier.
that.
So you have the sweeteners there for the body and the taste. So yeah, that could be replicated in a lot of different sauces.
Absolutely,
what do you think,
yeah.
Glenn?
Well, I think with this as well, yeah, you can use a vegan yogurt, which is, you know, incorporate a little bit of fresh coriander in there, a bit of mint, a bit of cumin. So yeah, you can diversify a little bit. You can make more of a Greek style. You can put olives in there if you wanted to as well. So these are a little bit messy. So I can pass them over to you.
That's fine, yeah, we do
I'll
have
pass
some
We're used to
napkins
this.
here.
I'll pass them over to you. You've got serviettes there.
We do indeed. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, that's Natalia's.
No,
that's onions
Oh,
for
no,
me.
that's yours, sorry.
Onions.
Yep, my mistake.
Yeah.
Now we'll have the
And
first
then
one.
one with plenty of
Oh,
tomatoes.
chef, that looks delicious.
Okay,
yeah,
enjoy.
Yeah.
We're ready to go here.
Yes.
But isn't the colour looking really good there?
It
You can see the
is,
brown
yeah,
cooked
yeah.
colour, so
Yeah.
just looks so authentic.
Just mind it doesn't
Yeah,
spill onto
yeah.
your clothes.
Oh wow.
The
I-
texture of that is absolutely spot on.
And what I love about the kofta itself is the juices that are in there. It almost feels like, you know, you're eating, you know, something really meaty, real meat.
Absolutely,
For
yeah.
me, I would really struggle if it was a blind test.
Yeah.
Even not even mind, it looks exactly like the meat.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's so close, isn't it? Brilliant job, Glenn.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
All right.
And the chili ketchup as well for me. It's those spiciness in that,
Yeah.
and the whole
Just rounds it off.
mouthfeel,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Just the whole thing
rounded.
comes together.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The true synergies, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Delicious. Thank you.
Pleasure. No problem at all.
Thank you, chef.